Anyway, we're definitely having a different day today. It's amazing what a difference of 153 miles makes. So, you know, back in Oklahoma, it was, you know, going up to 100 degrees during the day. Right now we're standing out here at 61 degrees. You know, elevation change is just really, really cool.
Yep, and our idea for miles is probably like a little over 200. I'm not sure the exact numbers, but we should hopefully get to Canon City in one piece. So,
as far as the bikes are concerned, the only thing we've got different after doing all of our updates on the bikes is that up until now we've been running at 30 pounds of pressure in each tire because we were doing more highway riding at the beginning. We've dropped that down to 25. We really don't want any pinch flats, so we're not going down any lower, even though we'd get better traction. We're going to try it at 25 and see how we like it.
Yep. Otherwise, should be a good day. All right. See you later.
All right. See you later.
So we are currently in Canon City, Colorado. We came from Trinidad, Colorado this morning. A total of 253.2 miles. Let's just say that the entire trail was made for this section and for the upcoming sections of Colorado. It was phenomenal. Like every single bit of it was like great views, great weather. We didn't get rained on. We saw rain off in the distance, but it was fine. But
give the comparison to the weather.
So in comparison to what? Between
200 miles beforehand in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I mentioned how I feel like every single bit of Colorado has so far been the exact opposite of Oklahoma. Oklahoma was hot in the morning. It had flatlands everywhere, corn, just 4 miles, like as far as the eye can see. And over and over and over again, it was just that, and dirt, terrible roads. It was just rough. But when you got to Colorado, it completely swapped over. It's like we went through some of the mountain passes and everything, but it was cool weather, it was mountains, it was like great sky weather and everything. Like there was still clouds, which was keeping you cool throughout the day. We were going through mountains back and forth. The roads were really good, great roads. There was only a couple of sections in which it was like, say, a little bit patchy and everything, but besides just like the main trails, the roads were great. The main trails, there was a certain pass called Wiley Gulch Road. Wiley Gulch Road, that's where the blue continues on, a green splits off, and a red splits off. We just followed the blue trail. That was one of the first rough sections that we kind of hit in Colorado. It wasn't really bad though. It was actually like a really good technical little course that was quite a lot of fun to do in my mind.
The trail at the beginning of that one had these round rubble rocks. You're trying to turn, and that made it difficult. But when you got past that first section, the trail actually smoothed out really fast and flowy. And man, you just felt like you were swaying with the bike down the trail and were flying. Yeah, so that was in the San Isabel National Forest. We also met 3 other TAT riders today.
This was before San Isabel. We were going towards there, and it was like a little bit right after Trinidad. We saw them actually before Trinidad in like a really, really small like town before it. But we didn't really talk to them then. But we kind of talked to them after Trinidad.
And so their names are Troy, Mark, and Tom. And anyway, they're getting after it and loving it too. So
how's it going?
Hello guys. Just missed coffee.
I think we saw y'all yesterday.
Little town over there.
Yeah, Branson, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. The trails today though were really nice. So a few days back in Arkansas, we had complained saying War Loop Road really needed to be longer. Well, it just delivered today because this was sort of like War Loop on some of the sections, but really a nice long ride of some, four-wheeler style trails, ATV style trails. You could put a Jeep on there, but it's not much wider than a Jeep. Just beautiful.
Well, he's speaking of a Jeep and four-wheeler stuff. We saw a four-wheeler, and we also saw like one of those like golf cart
side by
sides, pretty much just going down, like coming towards us and stuff. So it is made for those, but the bikes handled it.
So when we left San Isabel National Forest, we came out in the town of West Cliff. West Cliff is in this gigantic grand valley, and you just really can't even capture it in pictures. As much as we turn around and look, we want to try to figure out a way to capture this into a picture, and it's just almost impossible. Absolutely beautiful valley and a pretty high altitude. As we left the valley, we're going to drop down to Canon City to spend the night, and we just kept dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping, just nonstop, not ever going back up. So West Cliff is a pretty high altitude. And then when we got down close to Canon City, we jumped off of the highway onto a little road called Skyline Drive, and it runs this razorback that looks out over the city. It's just a single lane, one-way road, drop-offs on both sides, but absolutely beautiful. People go up there and sightsee and look out and see the city.
The trail's great. Today was actually like really great in terms of like weather, trails, all that, and I'm excited for the upcoming trails. Tomorrow we're heading to Gunnison.
So we're going to head back up from Canon City, pick the trail back up. We're going to detour by way over to Guffey, then pick it back up and roll back around. We'll jump off the trail to spend the night in Gunnison though.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much what I had to say. I crashed twice on the Technical Blue Trail, but it wasn't like severely bad or anything. I just ran off into a bush. So yeah, otherwise it was great. I would like to do it again.
Yeah, but we're gonna make sure no running off into bushes happens when we get on a pass, because if it had a 5,000-foot drop, we're not gonna be running off into bushes. So I think we'll slow down a little bit if we're in some mountain passes.
Yeah. Anyways, is that everything?
I think it's good. I'm hoping Elijah got some really nice clips of some of the real flowy trails, because that definitely was my favorite. At one point, the aspens are forming a tunnel, and we're just rolling through the trees. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm hoping we got a few clips of that for you.